Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. In today's video it is Vlogmas day 4 and I am doing a runner's gift guide. So I've tried to find items that I already own and I've sort of collated a list of things that I would have liked for Christmas. Obviously I own these products so I definitely recommend them, and I just thought it'd be a nice idea to sort of give a price range of like under 10 to more expensive items at over £100. So I have got a wide range of items available that I will be talking through. So I have a couple of different sections, so I'll have timestamps in the description below where you can click to the different like price sections that I've got. So I've got an under 15 section, so like stocking stuffers and things like that. I've then got a under 35 section, so from sort of £15 to 35. Then I've got £35 up to £100, and then anything over £100 is in its own section. So I'm going to be going through the different items that I recommend for gifts for the runners in your lives, or maybe you're looking for ideas for yourself and you might want to pass this video on to a family member, so do share away. So I know it's going to be a really long one, so I apologise in advance, but I've got a lot to go through and I've got a sea of items around me, so I'm going to try my best to keep this as short as possible, but we will get into the under 15 items first. Okay, so like I said, my first section is going to be the under £15 section. I sort of made this section bearing in mind like stocking stuffers, Secret Santa, if you're looking for just some little gifts for runners, or if you're a bit more cash strapped or you're buying for like a friend or something. I think these are really great gift ideas, so hopefully these are helpful to some of you. So my first item is magnetic bib magnets. These are basically magnets that go on to your bib to keep them attached to your t-shirt. I use these for all my races. I was really getting annoyed with the safety pins that you usually got in your sort of race pack, and they'd either come undone or they'd leave like little tiny pinholes in your t-shirts, and that just wasn't, I didn't like that at all. So I ended up getting these bib magnets instead, and they work really well. They keep my bib on for half marathons, and I'm assuming they would be absolutely fine for marathons as well. But they're just a great little item to sort of have in your race pack for when you're doing races. And yeah, they're about £8. I've got the Tribe Sports ones there, and the ones underneath I think I got from Amazon. Yeah, they're about £8, no more than a tenner I would think. The next item is books. So if you've got someone that likes to read a lot, books are a good option for gifts for Christmas. So I've just got a small selection of some of the books that I have. So I've got This One Runs by Joe Pavey. I've got some nutrition books in here, so I've got Nourish Your Run and Run Yourself Fit. And I've also got Your Pace or Mine by Lisa Jackson. That is one of my favourite books to read. She is sort of a back of the pack runner. She does like marathons and things like that. And she sort of wrote about her perspective of being a back of the pack runner for a marathon. So that was a really great read. And I've also got Lucy Fry's Run, Ride, Sink or Swim there. But yeah, books are a really great shout. There's so many good running books out there, and these are just a few selection of them. So definitely good to pick up for like a smaller gift, and usually you can find them for under £10. If you don't want to buy books, then you could always go for a magazine subscription. So there's magazines like Runner's World, Women's Health, Men's Health, things like that, if they are interested in those. Another great recommendation is the Like the Wind magazine. So these are beautifully illustrated magazines. They're all about runners. They are articles written by runners for runners, and I think these are just a really great magazine, and they're just nice to sort of keep on your table as well because they're just beautiful to look at. The illustrations inside the magazine itself and the photography is just gorgeous. So lots of like illustrations, lots of like great articles by runners, and yeah, just a really great magazine. So I've got this one here which has got an illustration of the mountains on there. Got this one. These are just some of the older versions of the magazine that I had that I've got. Then there's this one, and then I've got this one here, and they're priced at £9 each magazine, which I guess is a bit steep compared to some magazines that you can get out there, but I think they are well worth the money, and they're really nice to sort of keep the collection. I think you can buy the sort of older versions of the magazine as well, but these are just some of the many that they do at Like the Wind magazine, and definitely worth picking up. So that is that. Tying in with the sort of the book theme, you can always get a running log. I can't remember where I got this from, but I was able to sort of customise it online. I think you can get them on like Etsy and things like that, and basically it's just a little journal. I know you've got Strava and things like that, but some people like to have things written down as well. So it just allows you to sort of note down your run, what paces, distance, all that kind of stuff that you want to write in there basically, and a bit of a note section down the bottom. So I think they're a really great gift if you've got someone that likes to sort of write things down a lot. They're just a really great thing to have to note down your runs. And then the last item that I can think of for under 15 is something that will come in handy for a lot of runners, and it's basically just like electrolyte tablets to replenish their stock basically. When you are going through half marathon training, marathon training, things like that, you'll go through a lot of electrolyte tablets and a lot of gels. And I think just having this sort of stuff in like stocking stuffers, just as like mini gifts, where you can make like a little hamper of different gels and different electrolyte tablets, is just a really great small gift to get. So I think I might have got these from Aldi, but obviously you can get Science in Sport, so that's Sis. There's the Kendall Mint gels, there's loads of other brands out there. I am not as knowledgeable on brands at the moment, just because I haven't been sort of training long distance, so I haven't been using gels, but they're still a great gift to give runners. So I think that's it. No, I've got one more item, and something that a lot of people appreciate in their sort of Christmas gifts is socks. So these are from Belega. I've got loads of different styles of Belega socks, but you can get all types of brands of socks. You've got Hexy socks, which are great for running and for gymming and things like that. You have got Stance socks, which are great as well. I'm an ambassador for Belega, so I wear Belega all the time. But I think having proper running socks is very beneficial. Regular cotton socks are just a no-go. I've experienced blisters and sort of discomfort with normal like cotton trainer socks, and I'd find that I'd be having them roll down at like the arch of my foot and things like that, and you don't get that with proper running socks. So I definitely invest in a couple of pairs of running socks if you don't have them, or you just want to buy a little gift for a runner. I think Belega socks range from about £12, but I think it depends brand to brand. It just depends on your preference for socks, but yeah, you can't go wrong with a pair of socks. So I think that's it for the under 15 section, so we'll move on to the next section. Okay, so for the next section I've got gifts ranging from about £25 up to about £35, so these are sort of, I guess, low to mid-range gifts. So the first item that I will start with is a pair of sunglasses. These are good sunglasses. They're just a really great brand. They're quite cheap. I think they're like £20 to £25 for a pair of sunglasses. You can wear these all year round as well. I know a lot of people wear sunglasses year round, and they're just quite stylish and funky. They've got loads of different like colourway options available, and yeah, just really great to wear, really comfortable to wear, and really just cheap and cheerful and do the job. So they are a great shout. If you have a runner that likes to do park run, then something like a park run wristband, or like an ID tag or something like that can be quite good. You can also just wear these on your normal runs, because they have like an ice contact on the back, so if you're out running and you fall over or whatever, you get into an accident, you have your ice details on the back, so I think that's pretty handy. I tend to wear mine when I just go out. These you can also get, but I don't think they do this brand anymore. So I think this was a brand called Tagnix, but I'm sure that they do other versions as well. But again, this is just another version of a ID tag to wear. So mine have got my ICE details on the back, so they've got Phillips details on the back along with my date of birth. You can put medical conditions and things like that, and you basically just wear it around your neck as a dog tag. So they're quite a good shout if you want to buy your runner a bit of safety and some reassurance for while they're out. They're really great gifts that you can buy. I next have running underwear. So I tend to wear underwear basically any time that I go for a run. These are a game changer. I used to get chafing where you don't want chafing, and since I've worn these I've not had any. So this is my favourite brand of underwear to wear for running. So it's, like I said, it's Runderwear. You can get them in all sorts of styles, and they come for men and women. So I've got briefs, and I've got thongs, and I've got like short style shorts, and yeah, like I said, they're an absolute game changer for running. No chafing, they're seamless, and yeah, just really comfortable to run in. I have running buffs, so for the cold winter months and to keep your hair back for the ladies, you can buy multifunctional buffs. I've done a video on the various different ways that you can wear these running buffs, but you can sort of wear them around your neck, around your head as an earmuff, and there's loads of different designs. You can buy the buff from the actual original buff website, or there's other brands available that also do them. So most of mine, I've got just a couple of designs here, are all from Higgy Bands, or is it Hugar Bands? Which have got loads of designs. I think they are usually 20, I think they're about 20 quid for one, but Higgy Bands have an offer on. I've never actually seen the offer not on, so I think it's just a permanent thing, but they've got an offer on their website where you can buy one and you get 4 free, so basically you get 5 for 20 quid, which is an absolute bargain. So if you're on the lookout for like an earmuff or a running scarf, things like that, there's absolutely loads of designs on the Higgy website. So as with all of the items that I have, if I'm able to, I will link all the stuff down in the description below so you can check it out, along with any deals that I'm aware of at the time of uploading. So yeah, just a great little gift to buy, and like I said, with Higgy Bands you basically get 5 for 20 quid, so that's a bargain. The next item that I have is basically a running belt. I have quite a few options to show you depending on what type of running belt or phone holder, key holder that you would like to wear. A popular one is flip belt. Basically you wear this around your waist, and it's got little pockets in it where you can store your phone, your keys, your gels. It's a really great option. They also do a running water bottle that you can pop in the back of the running flip belt as well. So the idea being that you store all your things inside the pocket and you flip the belt over so that everything is secure and nothing can come out. Really great option. I don't tend to grab this as much as I do some of the other versions, but it's totally personal preference on what running belt you wear. I'm just giving you the options available. Let me just check the price. So the price of the flip belt is £28 from what I've checked online. Like I said, it is a great option to wear. Other than that, there is also the spy belt available. I've got the double pocket one, so I put my phone usually in one side, and then I put like keys and gels in another, or keys and card and phone in one and gels in the other, basically whatever your preference is. It's adjustable on the back, and there is a like add-on option where you can get hydration bottles that fit onto the belt so that you can run with it. I do have some of them, but I can't find them. If I can, I'll insert a picture of what they actually look like. But these are no bounce belts. I don't feel any movement in these whatsoever, and they're just really handy to carry all the stuff that you need on your run. And the last item, which I tend to reach for the most, is the Free Train vest. I've done a review of this on my channel before, and yeah, I really love this for carrying my phone around. I don't tend to run outside without my phone. I just think it's safer to have it available. If I tripped and fell or got lost somewhere and needed my phone, I like to be able to take it with me. So your phone basically fits in this front pocket here, and it's got a popper where you can flip it open in order to have access to your phone. So if you wanted to change your music track, if you wanted to look at a message that you just received or something like that, you can flip it down and basically use your phone through the front pocket without actually having to take the phone out of the vest. So that's another really great option. They also do this in like a reflective white. So obviously when you're running at night and things like that, you do have the option of the reflective one as well, but I just find that really handy, so that is another version. I do have another one to show you, but it comes into another price bracket, so I'll show that in a bit. The last item for this section, as far as I can see, is a medal holder. So if the runner in your life, if yourself, do a lot of races, then you can always get a medal holder. So you basically screw this into your wall and hang your medals off it, and it's just a nice way to display your achievements and your medals in a nice place in your house. So I've got this one here, which is my race bling. I usually have this one. You can also get other styles as well, depending on your preference. There's loads of different designs available on different websites. You can get basically anything you want, really. My other half, Philip, has this triathlon one, so as you can see here, it's got a swim, bike, run with triathlon. And again, same thing, this one's made of metal, whereas the other one is made of like an acrylic. But yeah, like I said, there's loads of different websites out there that will be able to sort of design, or you'll be able to find a design for what you want, but you just hang your medals off it. And I think that's a really nice gift idea to get if your runner doesn't have a place to store their race medals, and I think they range from about £25. So yeah, that is it for this section of the video. So we're going to move on to the next section and next price bracket. Before I move on to the next section, I forgot that I just had one extra thing to show you, and it is these handmade nudge bracelets. There is a lovely woman on Instagram that does these. I actually won this one, but they're a really nice gift idea to have, and they come really nicely packaged. And basically you can pick the sort of colours and things like that that you want on the bracelet itself, and you get to pick the quote. So you can have basically whatever quote you want, as long as I think under 30 characters. I'll leave a screenshot of her Instagram here to show the sort of designs and things she does. But I think these range from about £20 to £25 depending on what type of bracelet you want. She does like a wrap fabric version as well, but I just think they're really nice to have, and it's just like a... If you tend to resort to like running mantras and things like that during your race, then I think these are a really good idea to have. Or you can use this as another version of having your ice contact, so your emergency contact on your wrist when you're out running. So these are a really nice little gift to have. So that is my final item. I'm now going to move on to the next section. Okay, so the next section I've got marked as from about £35 up to the £100 mark. So this can be a long range of items. I've just got a few to show you, to give you some examples of gifts that I would think that would be really good for runners. So my first item is OOFOS flip-flops. Now these are the slider versions. You can also get the sort of standard flip-flop versions, but these are so comfy and so handy for after races. They're basically made of a really cushiony material, and they're basically like clouds for your feet, and very welcomed after like long runs and races and things like that. I wear them a lot around the house, and yeah, they're just brilliant. They are price ranged from, what have I got it on here? I've got them at £45 at the moment. They come in black and they come in loads and loads of different colours, and yeah, your feet will be happy with a pair of these, so I definitely recommend them. These are OOFOS flip-flops. The next item that I have, I probably should have done first to sort of tie in with the phone holder section that I had in the previous section, and that is a quad lock. So I've got an old case here because I don't have a new case for my new phone that I've just purchased, but I wanted to give you an example of the quad lock. So it basically comes in two parts. You can get a universal one so you can stick it on any case that you own, or you can get one for like popular phone makes. They don't make every single phone brand out there with every version. Like iPhone and Samsung and things like that all come with their own cases, but if you can't find your own phone brand, you can buy one that sticks on a case that you already own. And the way that quad lock works is basically that you have this section here, which is the running band. This is a really soft band that goes around your upper arm. Sorry, I'm just making sure that it focuses before I show you. But it has like this mechanism here which basically allows you to take your phone off without too much faff. So you basically slot it onto the base of the quad lock and you twist it, and that becomes your phone basically attached. That's not coming off at all unless I push this little lever here, and you basically push the lever and you twist the phone back off. And it's just a really unique, handy way of, like when you have a normal armband, if you wanted to get onto your phone, say your music stopped and you needed to quickly resolve it, you would have to then faff with taking the armband off or trying to slide your phone out of an armband sleeve. Whereas with this, it's just a really simple mechanism of basically just attaching the phone to the mechanism and it's literally on there straight away. And they do lots of different mounts as well, so not just for running. If you are a triathlete or something like that, then this is a great option for your phone, because they have other mounts available for your bike, for your car, just for like home and office use and things like that. So it's really like a universal product, and I really recommend this as a brand. It's just a bit more expensive than your typical flip belt or free train vest, but I do think it's really great quality and it's a really great option for a running armband to wear. So that is quad lock. I think the kit for the running armband and the case, I think, is £49 on quad lock at the moment, and I do think they have, it's either a 10% off voucher, it comes up as a pop-up on the website, or it's £10 off. I'm not sure which one it is, but yeah, that gets you some money off as well. So yeah, highly recommend this as another option for a running band if you're after one. The next option I have available is a heart rate monitor. So if you like seeing your heart rate, if you like seeing your sort of running data, a heart rate monitor is a great option. I have this one here, which is the Polar Verity Sense. This is basically an optical sensor, because when you get sort of ones on your watch, for example, they come with the wrist heart rate monitor, and if you haven't bought an external heart rate monitor, the wrist one isn't as accurate as you would get on a chest strap or like an arm strap. So I wanted a more accurate way of capturing my heart rate during runs and workouts and things like that, and this came highly recommended. DC Rainmaker did a really good review on this, and the Verity Sense comes pretty much on par with like a proper sort of chest strap, and I've definitely found that this has been pretty accurate for heart rate. So this is basically one that can either sit on your upper arm here, or it can sit on your forearm around here, which I quite like. I don't really like the chest strap versions. I find that when I'm trying to tuck it under my sports bra and things like that, it can get uncomfortable and it can chafe. So I wanted the option of sort of wearing it a different way. Actually, it shows you on the box the sort of way that you can wear the strap for workouts. I have it here. So it's basically just this fabric band, and then it's got the optical sensor on the back, and it's just like one button. It's really easy to use. I may do a review of this compared to sort of normal heart rate straps. If you don't want the sort of armband optical heart rate sensor, then obviously you can buy a chest strap. You can get the ones from Garmin, which is I think it's the Run Plus. It might be called something else now, but there is definitely a heart rate monitor run for Garmin, which gives you like more running metrics other than the ones that you get on your watch. or you can go with Polar, which I think is the H10 that they do at the moment. They have another couple of versions of heart rate monitors on Polar as well, but I definitely recommend sort of this one and the Garmin HRM Run for a heart rate monitor if you're on the lookout for one. My next item as a gift would be a reflective vest or jacket of some sort. I've got this one. It actually shows up quite well because I've got my lights behind me, but this whole thing is usually like a dark grey colour, and in the light when you're running past cars and things like that, it shines like this bright white. And this one is from BTR Sports, but you can also get one from a brand called Provis, but there is a big difference in price between both. I would say that Provis is on the better side with regards to quality, but I've actually had no issues with BTR Sports at all. And with the sort of price difference, I do highly recommend getting BTR Sports. But if you are sort of after a better quality one, then I will also recommend Provis. I've had a Provis jacket in the past. The BTR, this G-Layer one, I think was around £30. They also do a jacket version as well, which is obviously a bit dearer. I think that's closer to 40. The Provis one, on the other hand, can range from about £70 up to £100. I know they have some sales on at the moment. I'll do my best to link both BTR jackets and Provis jackets down below in the description. But yeah, definitely great from sort of a safety standpoint if you've got a runner that likes to run outside in the winter months. Obviously, we don't get light for as long in the winter months, and it gets dark very quickly, and it's dark in the mornings, and just having something like this where you're seen a bit easier as a runner is definitely handy. So I highly recommend checking out reflective jackets if that is something that a runner in your life doesn't have. I think that is it for this section. So we're going to get onto the last section of the video, which is the most expensive items I have for the gift guide. So these are if you've got a little bit more money to spend, if you're looking for a bigger gift for a runner in your life and things like that. So this is what this section is going to be for. So the first item that I have is headphones. So I've got two options available. These are two that I personally use and two that I absolutely recommend. One of them is Aftershokz. I cannot recommend these headphones enough to anyone looking for headphones to run in. And the basic premise for recommending these is that they are much safer to use than sort of your standard in-ear earphones. They are bone conduction headphones, which basically means that they sit on the cheekbones just outside your ear, so nothing actually goes in your ear. That means that you can still sort of hear ambient sounds, so you can hear your music, your podcast, whatever you listen to, absolutely clearly, no issues there. But you can also hear cars and people around you and things like that. So from a safety standpoint, being able to sort of listen to your music and enjoy your run, but also be able to hear cars for when you're about to cross the road and things like that is so important. And even from like a race standpoint, a lot of races nowadays don't accept standard earphones and headphones in races, just because if there was an accident or if you needed to move out of the way, you wouldn't be able to hear marshals on a race course, on park run and things like that. And with these are starting to be more widely accepted on races because you are able to still hear people talking. So if you're running by and you're listening to your music and you hear a marshal shout, you will actually be able to hear it in these headphones. So yeah, highly recommend these. These are the Aeropex versions. They're a really light version. I previously had the Trex Titanium as well. They also do a version for triathletes, which is the X Trainer, so you can use that when you're in the swimming pool, or you have the, I think it's the Aftershokz Air, which is the sort of, I think it's the predecessor of this, so it's the previous version to this. Aftershokz headphones, I think for the Aeropex are £139, so they're not on the cheap side, but the quality and just everything that you get from Aftershokz headphones. I think they're well worth the money. They also do a mini version if you don't like the sort of bigger version, but I've never sort of had any issues with wearing the bigger version. I've not had it catch on the back of anything, but as you can see, it literally just sits on the cheekbone right before your ear, and they're really comfortable to wear. I've never had any issues with sound quality or anything like that, so I highly recommend them if you are on the lookout for a pair of headphones for running. Other than that, I've literally not long got an iPhone, but I've used these with my Android phone as well, and that is AirPods. My partner Philip wears AirPods for running as well. He's had no issues. These are the Generation 2, and he's had no issues with them falling out. They're really sturdy. I wear them for walking and things like that, and they've never sort of fallen out my ears. Even sort of like really roughly shaking my head, I've never had an issue. I can't say much for the AirPod Pros. I am getting them for Christmas, so I will be interested to see whether they stay in my ears as much as these. I was having a look at the 3rd gen of the AirPods that have just come out, but there's been a lot of complaints about the sort of fit in the ears being really uncomfortable compared to the 2nd gen. So if you're sort of on the lookout for AirPods, I'd probably recommend the 2nd gen over the 3rd gen. Or the AirPod Pro, but I can't really say much for the AirPod Pro, but I do know that reviews for the AirPod Pro are really good. So that is sort of another option. There's lots of other brands out there, I just haven't tried them, but if I was going to recommend personally, it would be Aftershokz first and then probably AirPods. Right, the next item I have is a massage gun. I use this multiple times a week, and it's great if you are running long distance, even if you are in the gym doing strength training, cross training for your running as well. This is a great shout. I personally have the Pulse Roll. I picked this up at the running show, I think not last year but the year before, and I've got so much use out of this, and it is godsend for when you've got sore muscles, if you've got like knots in certain areas of your body, in your legs, things like that. This is just amazing. So like I said, this is a Pulse Roll. This is the more expensive version. It's the Pulse Roll Pro, I think that's what it's called. It comes in this lovely little sort of display case where you can store all your items, and as you can see, you get 6 attachments that go with it that are used for different areas of your body and for different uses. Really handy piece of kit, and like I said, we get a lot of use out of it. I have done a review on this on my channel as well, and I also have a discount code for 10% off. I'm not sure what discounts and things like that they have on Pulse Roll at the moment, but like I said, I will leave in the description any sort of discounts and things like that that I have or that I can find. But yeah, a really great piece of kit. This comes on the much pricier side for a massage gun. It is priced at $224 for this version. They also do a mini version which is $129, which is basically like almost palm size for a massage gun. They do other massage guns. You can get the Theragun, which is I think that might be more expensive than Pulse Roll, and you can get ones on Amazon and things like that as well that come with like different attachments, but this is just the one I personally own and use, and you get different speeds and things like that on it, and it's really nice to hold and really nice to use, and definitely recommend it. So yeah, you can always check out this, or you can find other sort of massage guns on Amazon, but I highly recommend this for runners. I just get so much use out of it, it's unreal. So that is that. What else have I got on the list? So I also have running watches. So it depends on the sort of runner that you're buying for, if you're buying for yourself, and what you want to use the running watch for. So if it's literally just for running, you can go for something like a Forerunner. If you do other sorts of sports, like you go to the swim pool, if you cycle, it might be worth getting a sort of more multi-sport watch. I personally have a Garmin Fenix 5S. I know they have other versions that they've brought out since then. I think they're on the 6. But mine does all sorts of sports. So mine does triathlon, so I can use it for triathlons to just quickly swap between the different sports as you do in your triathlon race. So it does running, walking, swimming, hiking, cycling, all sorts of sports on here. So like I said, it's just depending on what you want out of a watch, which will depend on where your budget is. So you can get watches from like £100 all the way up to like £350, £4. So it's all sort of personal preference on what sort of watch you want, but any sort of runner would be appreciative of a watch. I did have, yeah, I've got another one here. I have the Polar Vantage M2 as well, which is a really great watch. This is a multi-sport watch as well, so it does running, swimming, cycling. This is priced at, I think, what have I got this written down as? 270 for this watch. But this is another great option for a watch, and this pairs to the Polar Verity Sense and the Polar heart rate monitors that I showed you earlier. But that's another great brand of watch to sort of look out for, is the Polar. Other than that, you've got Coros, which is available. You've also got Suunto, which is available. I personally am a Garmin lover. I have always used Garmin since I started running, and they're just a really great, reliable watch. But that's not to say that there aren't other brands out there that are sort of better than Garmin. It's just that I've not tried them, so I can't recommend them. But yeah, a running watch you'd have to sort of do your research on to find the one that is right for you and the sort of exercise that you do. But there's lots available and lots of different price points for the different watches that you want. The next item that I have is if you have a runner or you are a runner yourself and you do run commute to your office. So when I was doing my run streak before COVID hit and things like that, I was using the train to get to and from work. So I was either run commuting to the station and then running back from the station, or I would cycle in the morning and run back in the evening and things like that. So I needed a way to carry my things where I would still be able to carry what I needed to be able to run back, basically. So I usually had an iPad, a change of clothes for work and things like that, and I needed a bag to be able to carry that. And I came across a brand called I Am Run Box. And these are one of the best brands that I found for run commute bags. I previously used I think it was from Ronhill, and it fell apart pretty quickly. This has been really comfortable. This is just a new one I got because I had my old one replaced because the zipper ended up going after a lot of use. And I've not had the chance to use it because obviously COVID hit. So it has loads of pockets, loads of room in it, and it's just really comfortable, really wide straps. It's got clips on the back for you to sort of strap yourself in and have your bag really secure. I've done a review on this as well if you are sort of on the lookout for a run commute bag. So I will leave that as a card and in the description below. But they are a really great brand if you're on the lookout for sort of potentially dropping your commutes and using your legs instead. So that is a really great shout. And the last item I am going to show you, I might have to sort of pan the camera to it. So I will do that now. Okay, so I actually got it down onto the floor in order to show you, but my last item for my gift guide is a dry robe. Now typically when you think of dry robe you don't really associate them with running, but they have really been a sort of handy item to have for races and runs and things like that. Usually dry robes are used by triathletes for races and for open water swimming and things like that, and it's basically a robe that keeps you warm for one and can be used as a coat, but it's also a way for you to be able to change. So the dry robe is big enough for you to sort of be able to maneuver inside the coat, and the whole point of dry robes was that they were used by triathletes and open water swimmers in order to sort of get in the dry robe and take off their wetsuit, their tri-suit underneath, and be able to change warmly and get back into proper clothes without sort of displaying your body and your bits to the world, basically. And it's been more popular in the running scene lately because a lot of people sort of use dry robes. They put it in their race packs if they are able to fit it, obviously when you do your bag drop. So they put the dry robe in there, and it allows them to get changed after a race. Or if you've got a spectator that is with you for the race, they may be able to sort of wear the jacket in the meantime until you've finished, or carry it for you. And it's basically just a way for you to keep warm after your race is finished. And sorry, my throat is getting dry from the amount of talking I've done. But yeah, the dry robe is basically a way for you to get changed at a race without having to sort of try and find a toilet to get changed in, or just trying to strip off in public and get out of your sweaty, wet clothes into some dry clothes. So this is sort of a really, really good item for runners to have at races. This is the short sleeve version. They also do a long sleeve version, but I find the short sleeve comes up to my wrists, so I would have no reason to have the long sleeve version. They also do like a, I think it's like terry toweling, so it's not this like big thick jacket material, it's just sort of towel material that they do as well. But this, I would say, is a much better option to go for if you're looking for something to wear after races, because it's rainproof and it's really warm. It's got like this woolly bit on the inside of it, and it's just really handy. I used to do triathlons and open water swimming, so I have one of these from when I was doing that, and I'd sort of use it when I got back out of the lake from my open water swims, and I would shove on my dry robe jacket, and I had plenty of space in there to sort of whip off my my wetsuit and my tri-suit and be able to put on warm clothes without standing there in the freezing cold. And they're just really cozy to wear. Like afterwards we would usually do park run, and if I didn't fancy it, I could stand there in my dry robe and I'd be absolutely toasty. So it's a really great option to have. Obviously it is on the pricier side, and there are other brands that are out there available, but dry robe comes highly recommended. And yeah, for the quality, you sort of get what you pay for. So dry robe are currently priced at £140 for the short sleeve version, so that is quite a lot for a jacket, but you'll see more and more people sort of wearing dry robes and other alternatives for races. So it's another sort of like nifty gift idea. And obviously if you've got a triathlete as opposed to a runner, then again this is another gift that you can get. But I think that's sort of it for my gift guides. I'm just going to shove this out of the way so that it doesn't keep on making noise. But yeah, I hope I've sort of covered all options with regards to budgets with running gifts to get. And I hope this helps some people out if they are stuck for ideas for Christmas. If you are looking for a runner for Christmas and are wondering about ideas to get, then I hope this helps some of you to find gifts for runners in your lives. I have got the monumental task of now cleaning all of this up and editing it for tonight. So yeah, I'm going to wrap up the video here. So if you found it helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. You can always click the notification bell down below and you'll be notified of when my videos go live. I will have a gift guide for gym goers that will be coming out on my channel on Monday. So keep an eye out for that if you go to the gym or you cross train or anything like that and you're up for sort of gift ideas for going to the gym. I will have that out on Monday. But yeah, that is it for the video. So I hope you're all staying safe and well. I hope you all have a good rest of your weekend, whenever it is that you're watching this, and I will see you again in my next video. Bye.